father, Facebook page every Saturday by 10 a.m. to participate in ATP Live group discussion on a popular child health topics such as dangerous child health practices, immunization, and child survival strategies. Don't miss ATP Live because it's informative, educative, and interactive. ATP Live,
program for all parents and carers of children.
Are you a mother, father, or you involved in caring for children? If yes, then log in to Ask the Pediatricians Foundation Facebook page every Saturday by 10 a.m. to participate in ATP Live group discussion on a popular child health topics such as dangerous child health practices, immunization, and child survival strategies. Don't miss ATP Live because it's informative, educative, and interactive. ATP Live,
program for all parents and carers of children.
Welcome to ATP Live. It's going to be the last edition of ATP Live for the year 2019. And this morning, we shall be treating a topic that says growing up meek versus family meek, the DHA advantage. Please, I want to implore everybody to kindly invite your friends and family, your neighbors, ask your children to join us. They also need to know the importance of milk while growing up. Please ask everyone around you to join us this morning. We're going to have our wonderful CEO, Dr. Gbemisola Boyede, a consultant neurodevelopmental physician. Please invite family and friends to join us this morning. I want to assure you, you're not going to regret joining us. Please, we all have to know the importance of growing up meek versus family meek. Most of us get things wrong. So this morning, our doctor, our Hebu Iyaiwe, Dr. Gbemisola Boyede, is going to be dealing with this topic, and I won't want anyone to miss out from this topic. Please join us on ATP Live this morning.
Does Pick now have Pick 456?
Yes, Mom. It's for Bella.
Why does she have her own milk?
Mama, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
Aha!
90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
Does Peak now have Peak 456?
Yes, Mom. It's for Bella.
Why does she have her own milk?
Mama, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
Welcome back, everybody. Good morning once again. Those adverts you just watched are from Peak 456. This morning, they are sponsoring this ATP Live, and we are glad to have them to be part of this family. Please, like I said earlier on, come close to your laptop, to your phone. You are going to learn a lot of things this morning. Don't forget, we are sponsored this morning by Peak 456. So join me as we welcome our CEO, Dr. Gbemisola Boyede, a consultant neurodevelopmental pediatrician. Please, everybody, I believe you're ready for her. Get your pen ready. Welcome, ma. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and welcome to ATP Live. Thank you so much, Abimbola, for the introduction. It's my pleasure to be here this morning, and this is our final edition for the year 2019. Wow, the year has really gone so fast.
Yes,
so thank you all for joining us. And so if you are there, kindly invite your friends, family, share the video on all your pages, on all your groups, and we can talk about this important topic this morning. Just like has been introduced by Bimbola, we're talking about growing up milk and versus the family maker, because this is one of the questions we get a lot on Ask the Pediatrician Facebook group. So we're talking about our children. And today, as usual, this program is sponsored by Peak 456, and we have some questions for you all, and I'll be sharing some of those questions. And as I share some of those questions, the first person to get my question will be getting some prizes. So you don't want to miss this edition. We have at least 3 gifts of 3 questions for you, and then we can talk about it. And if you also have your own questions for me, just pop it in as a comment, and it will show up, and then we can answer your question live and direct. For those of you who are watching on our Facebook group, we will not be able to see your question directly, but we implore our moderators who are on the group to help us bring the questions from the group to the page. But if you pop your question directly on the video on the page, Ask the Pediatrician Foundation page, then we can see it, and then we can answer your question straight away. So thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I'm going to just share my first question while we well before I even start our so usually I will type it, because I just want to make sure everybody get the question at the same time, so that we don't give anybody undue advantage. So that's what we're going to do now. So let me just quickly share the question. So question 1, 1 minute. Okay, yes. 1 minute. So that those of you who want to win my gifts can be getting ready for it. All right. So there you go. That's my question 1 for today. And the question is, what age is nutrition very important in maximizing a child's learning potential? So at what age is nutrition very, very important in maximizing a child's learning potential? So that is the first question. So while we're talking about that, while you are getting ready to answer my question, like, remember, drop it as comments. When we see it, we'll feature it, and then I'll tell you whether you got it right or not. What age or what age category or what age group. I think I'm giving you lots of clues. Is nutrition very important in maximizing a child's learning potential? Okay, so this morning we're talking about oh, sorry, I think I'm in the wrong tab. Okay, yeah, I see some people already here with us. Good morning. Fatima, good morning.
Fatima Sulaimo, age 0 to 24 months.
Okay, I can say that.
Okay.
Let me just pick the ones I can see from this.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still seeing all the good morning doctors.
Yes. The first person to answer was Fatima Okoyemi Sulaimon, and she said age 24, age 0 to 24 months old. Then the second person is Oladiro Omobonike Habi from age 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Then Ikem Roots. Okay.
0 to 3 years.
Yes, 0 to 3 years. Ikem Roots Aneshi Ogbongbo Pari 0 to 5 years. Princess Udelzi Shiamaka from 6 months.
Okay.
Fatima Ochuwa 0 to 6 years old. Adeyinka Yetude Aborsede 0 to 3 years old.
All right. The winner for my answer is Ogogo Paris Z on yeah. Yeah, yes. Ogogo is the one that got the correct answer. Congratulations. Yes. So you've gotten us, you won the first prize this morning. So when we're talking about the age where it is so important for you to make sure the nutrition is correct, then we're talking about the age 0 to 5 years. And why is this important? For those of you who watched this program last month or the previous one we've done, we talk about the brain development, and we say that the brain is one of those organs in the body that is not yet fully developed at birth, and that 95% of brain growth occur, in fact 90%, 90 to 95% occurs in the first 5 years of life. Right from the time the baby was in the womb to the time the baby is 5 years old. So the children's brain are still growing, and because their brain are still growing, the brain needs to have all the needed nutrients that are very key for its development. And if those nutrients are absent during this critical period when the brain needs it for growth, then it's going to affect that child's ability or learning potential. And unfortunately, sometimes it may be difficult to get it back. That time that has been lost in that first 5 years of life, it may be very difficult for us to be able to get it back. And so that's why it's very important that we get it right in the first 5 years of life. So that's very, very important. So that is what we're talking about this morning. So we're talking about growing up milk versus family milk. And I'm sure many of you, I will start by telling them what is growing up milk, what is family. All of us, we know family milk. So that is the milk that you and I will take. And in fact, somebody was asking me yesterday that whether children should take skimmed milk or full cream milk, because as adults, most of us, we're watching our weight, and we're trying to make sure that we are reducing the fat in our milk and things like that. And so so all of us, we as adults, we know what we call growing up milk. And some of you also know that on HCP, we talk about from age 1 year, children can actually take family milk. But the question now is there what are growing up milk? So growing up milk are like milk that are made specially formulated for children in that first 5 to 6 years of life, when they are still developing, and they're like their own kind of milk, especially formulated with the age group of children that are growing in mind. Usually that's between 0 to 6 years. And what that means is that, is there any advantage? What is it? So some people always ask, okay, what's the difference between me buying the regular family milk, giving it to my children, compared to giving them those special growing up milk that are specifically formulated for children in that age group? Of course, we all know that when we talk about milk, I always want to be very clear that we define it. In the first 6 months of life, we recommend only breast milk. That is the special milk, or the breast milk is the milk for any baby between 0 to 6 months of life. It's only for whatever, if there are some very rare situation for one reason or the other, maybe for example a mom is late and there is no breast milk and things like that, that we will need to have some what we call breast milk substitutes and all that. But 0 to 6 months, breast milk. After that, you introduce your children to complementary food. And then we talk about, sometimes, you should still keep breastfeeding as well. So most time from 0 to 6, after 6 months, you can keep breastfeeding as well. All right. So, and then, okay, somebody is saying that the video is not too clear. And I think that has to do with your own
Internet, yes.
So you may want to go, if you are using like a mobile network, maybe you may want to try a Wi-Fi. You can watch on the group, you can watch on the page, you can watch on the you can watch on our page, you can watch on our group. So try whichever option, but I think it has to do with your internet connection. Thank you, Ali. We're very happy to have you join us. Thank you, Olayinka. So going back, so I said from 6 months to 24 months, most times that's when our children have started complementary food, and children still need milk. So children always need milk, because milk is part of nutrition, the balanced nutrition that children need. And most of us are still breastfeeding, but we're also giving other food. And sometimes some moms are not sure you are giving enough breast milk and all that. So you may want to give also other milk. But we always say that it's very important that we give the appropriate kind of milk to children, and it must be age appropriate. And that's actually what we're talking about. These children, when they are still growing, when their brain is still developing, just like what the person who answered my question said, that first 5 years of life, their brain especially is growing. And it's very important for us that we're giving appropriate nutrition for their brain development. Now, this nutrition can be gotten from food, no doubt. And we've talked about DHA before last week. Last week or last month. And so some of you know about the importance of DHA to the brain. And we talk about the source of DHA. And we found out that many of us, which is one of the reasons I fight a lot with some of my mothers on ATP, is the fact that the kind of complementary food some of us give to our children is not very, it's just like just fill their tummy. And we're just saying that complementary food is not just filling their tummy. It's not just for them to say, I'm full. It is about making sure that they have the right nutrients for growth and development, especially what is very, very important for the brain to develop. The brain development is key in that first 5 years of life. And that is why we want to make sure that this, the nutrient that the brain needs is available for the brain. And that is very, very important. And that is why we must make sure we give the right food that contains these nutrients, especially DHA, which is like a fundamental fat that is very key to the brain development. And so that is essence of complementary food. And we found out that some parents are never sure that they are giving the right nutrients for this brain development. because they give pap, because most of these nutrients, they are not in carbohydrates. They like DHA is like a fat, it's an essential fatty acid. So there are things you have to give, and most of them are in seafood, they are in fish and all those kind of things. So sometimes some of us don't give these things, or we're not giving it in the right quantity. And so there's now an advantage of the growing up milk, in the sense that the growing up milk is a milk that is specially formulated to contain some of these essential nutrients for brain development that some of us may have missed or may not be putting into giving our children in the complementary food. So in as much as your baby can take normal growing up milk from age 1 year, but the issue is that that growing up milk is meant for you, and your brain is already fully developed. Exactly, your brain is fully developed. Excuse me. And so you don't need any growing up, and so that's why some of us were even trying to grow down by making sure we take skimmed milk and all
Skim milk, yeah.
So whereas the children are still growing up, so they need all the nutrients, but it's not even just the growing up in terms of weights and heights and all that alone, which they can get all the carbohydrates and the protein in the normal milk, but the ones that are other nutrients that are very essential to the brain, those ones are not present in the family milk, but they have been made available in the growing up milk. So I'm going to tell you some of the nutrients, some of the things that are inside the growing up milk that are not in family milk. And these are the things that are very, very crucial for brain development. So we talk about things like DHA. We've already talked about DHA. Somebody is asking me, Princess is asking me, how do I get the talk on DHA? So all our previous videos, they are on this page. They're in our group. So all the videos are not lost. So all the past videos for the past 2-3 years we've been doing ATP Live, they are there. So you can just go back and go to our page and click on videos. When you click on videos, you will see all the previous videos, because we've already talked a lot about DHA. And in fact, I think everybody in ATP now has a degree.
We even did it recently. We have it recently.
Yeah. So that was the last one we did. So everybody has a degree on DHA. Now everybody knows the meaning of DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, which is an essential fatty acid. That is most of the brain is made up of these fats, So the what we call the layer, the cell. I don't want to go into terminal big grammar, but the brain, just understand that most of the brain is formed from the fats. That the fats structure of the brain is from DHA, so it's very crucial. They are what we call the connection between the cells of the brain, like the myelin sheet that covers the brain, and they're very crucial to connection from message to get from one part of the brain to the other part of the brain. It's also relying mainly on DHA. So DHA is very crucial. And DHA is present in growing up milk and it's not in family milk. Our children really therefore needs that source of DHA that will help their brain development, because like we said, the first 5 years, very critical, very important. And if our children don't get their brain developed properly in that first 5 years of life, then we are going to run into trouble in later on. It may affect their learning potential. But that's not the only thing that is also there. We also have things like choline. These are also very important nutrients that is also very essential for brain development. We also have taurine, which is like an amino acid, also very, very crucial for brain development. So there are a lot of substances that are important for brain development that can only be gotten from the growing up milk that you may not have from your regular family milk. And that is why the children, all children needs milk, even in the first 5 years of life, even to the first 6 years of life, they need milk, even more than you adults. But more importantly, they need to have the kind of milk that will give them the nutrients, that are very, very crucial to their brain development. And so that's what we're talking about. So we talk about taurine, we've talked about choline, and we've talked about even vitamins. Of course, most of you know you can get that one from your fruits, from your vegetables, but some of these growing up milk, because we're living in days where parents are so very busy, and some of us are working, and before you wake up, you're gone, and you leave your kids as for school or for nannies. And are you taking care to make sure that your kids are still getting the right nutrients? So it's very, very important. All right, so I'm going to go into some of our questions now, but before we go there, I think we should just take another another commercial break, and then but just get your questions ready for me and Dami, and for myself and Abimbola. Sorry, Abimbola. And then let's just have a commercial break.
All right, ma.
Does Pete now have pick 4, 5, 6?
Yes, mom. It's for Bella.
Does she have her own milk?
My mom, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
Okay. Yeah, we're back. So just to recap before we went to commercial break, then we'll start taking your questions and answers. We're talking about growing up milk versus the family milk. And just to recap again, we said that growing up milk are milk that are specially formulated for growing children as against your, the milk that you and I normally take. And that because the nutrition requirements of children are a little bit different from adults. Especially, it's not just to fill their tummy, it's not just for them to eat belly food, like we say in Nigerian language, but it's for them to make sure that we're giving them the right nutrients
that they need.
Exactly, and for the brain to develop. And when we talk about that age, it's between 0 to 5 years. That's the age where nutrition is very crucial. Some will say let's just cap it on 6 years. So any milk specially formulated for that age group that is still growing actively and developing, that is we're talking about growing milk. And those milk are especially formulated to take care of their nutrients need. And why should your child take a growing up milk versus the regular family milk? Is the fact that, number one, the growing up milk contains things like DHA, which is a crucial nutrient. And I said we did an entire program on DHA itself alone, so you may want to watch that as well. The DHA is an omega-3 fatty acid. It's an essential fatty acid. It supports brain development and is very, very crucial in that first 5 years of life, where 90% of brain development occurs, that your child have that nutrient that is key for brain development. That is number one. And also there are other things in the growing up milk, other things that are not needed in large quantity, but still needed as well, like taurine, choline. I don't want to bore you with all the grammar of those things, but the important thing is for you to know that your child also need those nutrients as well. And these are present in growing up milk, like pick 456. And also even the vitamins, most of the milk, formulated for children, because they know that children need these vitamins, the vitamin C, calcium. Vitamin C is very important. It's there. Calcium, most milk contains calcium anyway, but especially for children, because children, their bones are still growing up, so they need a lot of calcium. Iron is also very important for blood. In fact, iron deficiency is the commonest deficiency we have among children when we talk about macronutrient deficiency. And what is iron important for? Very good for attention. So people always think iron means blood. Iron, in fact, iron deficiency may manifest first as other problems before you even get to the anemia, which is the blood loss, and that's what parents are worried about. But you know that iron is also important for attention. Your child is not paying attention in class, is restless, is not concentrating. Some of them is because they have iron deficiency. And most of us, if our children are only taking pap and all those carbohydrates, there's no iron in them. Iron is in like protein, things like meat and things like that. So if you are not sure you're giving your children the type that don't like to eat those kind of food that contains iron, then at least if you give a growing up milk that already is fortified with iron, then you are sure that your child is getting the iron needed, not only for blood formation, for not only to prevent anemia, but also make sure that your child is having good attention, concentration, and all that. So these are very, very important. And also, the growing up milk still contains the other part of milk, the fats, the carbohydrates, which we all need for energy, and for growth as well. So those ones are still present, just as they are present in family milk, but present in a kind of proportion that is more appropriate for children. So this is just to tell us the advantage of growing up milk and the family milk, saying that the growing up milk is more important in terms of brain development. All right, thank you so much. I think we now can take our
questions, ma. We have many questions here.
Oh yes, we have a lot of questions, and I also see have like 2 questions for you. Let me just look. So somebody has asked this question. I think we've answered that already. How do I get the DHA presentation?
Olayinka Showowe Olaniyi is asking a question.
Yeah.
She said, my nephew doesn't take pap, not tea. He is 15 months. How can he get enough DHA?
Yeah, I mean, number one, your baby is not even going to get DHA from pap. It's not going to get DHA from tea.
From tea.
So the question is, your baby needs to drink milk. The nephew needs to drink milk that contains DHA. And that is what we've been talking about. So I think this is a very good example of a child that needs a growing up milk that has DHA. So, and I always say parents, pap is not complementary food. I need to really emphasize that. If your child can eat yam, can eat potato, can amala, so there are other things children can eat, and for crying out loud, these children don't need to take pap. It's like, I don't know why Nigerian mothers have concluded that as long as the child is not taking pap, that child is not yet eating. Please. I don't even, in fact, some will even ask me like, doctor, my baby prefers to eat amala, prefers to eat this stuff, prefers swallow, but doesn't like pap, doesn't like cereal. And I'm like, seriously, why are you worried? That is a good child. It's going to save you more money. So, but that does not mean the child should not drink milk. So the child doesn't need to have milk pour on pap to drink it. Just drink it like the way you drink normal water or any other drink. So the children can drink their milk on its own without pap or tea. Okay, good morning.
We have another question here from Princess Udenzin Shiamaka Chisholm. Dr. Bemi, this question, I really wanted to emphasize on the answers because I personally have met some people that doesn't really know what growing up milk is all about. So she's asking, what are these growing milk? I mean the examples.
Okay, so like as an example, so growing up milk are usually age. There's an age on them. So it is not just milk for anybody. So usually they write age 0, 1 to 3, 4 to 6 years. So the age helps you to know immediately that this is a growing up milk. So usually pick 456 is a good example, so you know that already. And so, but there could be other, it's not only pick 456, but there could be other one, but at least pick 456 is a very good example. But the way to know a growing up milk is that there's an age written on it. It's not like milk only. There will be an age written on it. Okay, somebody's already helping you to answer the question, but the person who is answering the question did not qualify it, because you people have your own pick as adults.
Yes,
pick
yes.
4, 5, 6 that is actually for children. Yeah.
So Ibidapo Eboluwa says, well done, Dr. Gbemisola.
Thank you.
And she's asking, please, can the growing up milk just be given as an addition to children's series or pap, or must it be given daily in form of formula, like as a milk drink?
All of the above. All of the above. You can drink it. In fact, what is recommended is at least they should have at least 2 glass cups.
A cup every day.
Every day. So you can take one as a drink. If it's a child that likes to drink milk, good. If it's a child that don't like drinking milk but like to drink it in maybe cereals or in a pap, perfect. Even in tea, anyone, as long as the milk is entering the body, I think that's the most important thing. Yeah.
So you can hear that, Ebon. Make sure your child have milk every day, either by mixing with the food or by drinking. So Esiosa Mary Ayiyi is saying, well done, doctor and our moderator. Thank you. Please, what do I do about my daughter who doesn't like to drink tea/milk, which is an easy way to get this age-appropriate milk into her system? She only used the age-appropriate milk for her cereal. Now, I'm feeling she's not getting enough. What do I do?
As long as she's taking it in the cereal, which means that you can still put enough of that milk in the cereal. That's good. That's good. It's fine. And you don't have to give them all the milk in one sitting. You know, if she can take like a little cup with the cereal, that's fine. If in the night again or in the afternoon, you can spread it. I think if you overwhelm the child with the quantity, that is when it becomes an issue. Usually the WHO recommends that children should at least take 500 mils of milk every day. So they can take it with the cereal, they can take it separately. So don't just overwhelm them with it. And they can take it even in smoothies. If it's a child that likes smoothies, you can blend it with like banana or things like that. It will look like ice cream, and most children always love that. So there are very creative ways for you to get this milk into the children that don't like to drink milk. You can watch, I think Pick has a website where they have these recipes. If you go to their website and download Pick 456 website and download some of these recipes, very lovely recipes on how you can get this milk. So don't worry, you'll be fine.
Thank you, Ma. So Debbie Iyamo is asking, good morning, doctor. Can I give my baby of 7 months Milo and Pick milk? Or which milk is best? That is
okay. So your 7-month-old cannot take the beverage that you mentioned. We try and not mention other people's beverage. Okay, so your baby, not because it's a program for milk, it's not age appropriate. The only beverage your 7-month-old, any child between 0 and 1 year can take, between 6 months and 1 year, let me clarify, is only milk and water. Milk and water. That's the only beverage the children can take. No other beverage, no tea, no cocoa drink, nothing else. Now, and when it comes to that milk, it must be milk meant for children between 6 months and 1 year. Not even just any milk. So you should still be breastfeeding. And if your baby doesn't want to take any of those formula milk, it's fine. You should still be breastfeeding. So don't stop breastfeeding. And your breast milk is still good. And your breast milk has DHA. So you need to make sure just that you need more quantity. And some of you, I know you, by the time your baby starts eating other food, you are not really breastfeeding as much. If you are working mom and all that. So you may not give enough, because your baby still need that quantity of milk that you was taking when you was taking milk alone, now with other food. So and that's why sometimes it's like some children just win themselves up, because most times the mothers are now giving more of the other food and not breast milk. And breast milk works on the economy of demand and supply. So if there's no demand on it, the body will not supply. And that is why the milk production, sometimes when you already started complementary feeding and you are not like a full-time mom with the child, it seems to drop. And that is why you may still need to give other milk that are age appropriate. Age appropriate. And for your own baby, it's not even pick 4, 5, 6. So it's not pick 1, 2, 3. It is a formula that is for 0 to 1 year or 6 to 12 months, please. So it's very important. I hope you got that correctly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma. So Ibidapo Eboluwa says she recently find out that some growing up milk do not contain DHA, name withheld. I got to know when I was looking for a cheaper brand of growing up milk recently. I understand you do not advertise, recommend brand, but I just want to know what to do with that.
Hey, it's your choice. I think you should go for the one that has what you need. So that's just say go for what will contain the DHA. So that is why you have this kind of a program that helps you to understand what is important. Because sometimes I've seen mothers use their own money to buy trouble. And for example, if you are buying milk when your baby is 0 to 6 months, when you should be giving breast milk, and you now say my baby is having diarrhea and all those kind of things. So what we recommend is if you go for what's your what is recommended is that you go for what your baby needs. And for now, if you already know this information that your baby needs DHA, then when you have options of the one that has DHA, I don't understand why
you go for it.
So go for what you can say. What
but
your
I think the problem she was having here is that she's actually looking for a low-cost brand. Of course,
but Abimala, don't let's go into assumption. She has had a question and she understands. Let's not go into assumption.
Okay, ma. So, Sakirat Fadeke, does 6-year-old needs growing milk?
Usually, it's more important from 0 to 5. Usually, because we said that 90% of the brain development occurs, but remember there's still 10%. So, if you want to give more for some that the remaining 10%, so you can still give for 6 years and all that. There's no, it doesn't cause them any harm. But the most important thing is that it's more crucial in that first 5 years of life.
Yeah. So Precious UT, please, I noticed that pick 1, 2, 3 don't have DHA. How do I get to ensure that my sons of 2 years has DHA in what he is taking?
I don't think that is correct. I think there's DHA in pick 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yes, ma'am.
It may not be embossed in the front carton like the pick 4, 5, 6, but if you go through the nutritional content itself, it's all those milk from 0 to 6 years you have DHA. So you just look. I understand some of you may not see like before 5, 6 has DHA like in the front carton, very bold and like that thing we did where we say spot the difference and everybody could spot that difference. But in pick 1, 2, 3, I'm not sure whether they have it embossed on front, but I'm so sure it's inside. So you may need to just go through the nutritional content itself to know that. So just try and check through, and I will also check through and I let you know. But I think it has. Maybe we may just help you grab the screen of the nutritional facts, and then you can
send it.
Yeah, okay. But I'm so sure if you have a can with you, you can go through right now and you can say, all right.
Chizomark Stella, should I give my children of 1 and 3 years plus milk to drink every day, and what quantity?
Yes, so we say at least 500 mils every day. Yeah.
So
that is like 2 glass loaf. For those who don't understand 500 mils, each glass cup, that your third glass cup, most of them is 250 mils. That's an average glass cup. So 2 of those is fine. Or you can just, you have an idea of how a bottle of milk or a bottle of some of these drink look like.
Same milk.
Some of you have these measuring cylinders. Just use it. Just measure one. Yours will be fine. Yeah.
Chinyere Queen, please, ma, what is the DHA?
Okay, DHA is docosahexaenoic acid, and docosahexaenoic acid is a fatty acid, omega-3 fatty acid, and is very, very essential for brain development. For more information, watch last month's video where we actually went into great details about DHA. So I just want to give you a short snap answer. Okay, because our time is going. Yeah.
Okay, so Adeuga Olayinka, can a 6-month-old baby take Milo?
No, I've answered that question like 100.
No, no.
No.
Please, mothers, always check through our Facebook page. All these are there. And please strictly follow them. We can't mislead you, please. So, Debbie EJ, for a child that doesn't take milk, how do I ensure the child gets DHA? My 4-year-old son wouldn't take milk no matter how I try to incorporate it. And even when I secretly add it into the tea, he wouldn't take it.
Okay, so number one, every child needs milk. So that's very strange that your 4-year-old is not taking milk. But I don't agree with the second part that there's no there are other ways of giving milk without necessarily without necessarily putting it into tea or into cereals. So like I've talked about smoothies today, there are other kind of recipes that contains milk and your child won't even know they are taking milk. So it's just that for somebody like you need to be more creative. And sometimes for children, they also work on, the children sometimes like for you to bargain with them and to reward them. So sometimes you can also do positive reward. And like if you drink your milk, then what does he like? Then you will have opportunity to have maybe 30 minutes on your iPad, or this saying only those with sometimes for my kids, I say only those who finish their food or take their fruits are going to have TV time and all those kind of things. So sometimes children always like that because they know that if I do this and you are using that to get him to do what is good for his health, at the same time the child enjoys the fact that he can negotiate. So sometimes it's a good opportunity to teach children how to negotiate, get something for what, so it's a good thing. So you can also look for recipes on how to give milk. And like I said, you don't have to give them all the milk at once. So you can just give, one milk, and most times children learn these things. It's an habit they develop. So we can always, find way around it. But your child needs milk, whether he likes it or not. That's just the honest truth.
Okay. So Debbie EJ, please, for a child who is lactose intolerant, how does that child get the important DHA?
So there are for children, lactose itself is a problem, not the DHA. And now DHA, there are other sources of DHA, and there are other milk sources. There are actually special milk for children who could be lactose intolerant. So it's just that you need to go for that. But there are other sources of DHA apart from growing up milk. So things like fish oils, like sardines, salmon, and all those kind of things, they are very good. Seafood generally, they are very good sources of DHA. It does that they take a lot more effort for you to put it, but you can still give your children DHA. And you can also look for specialized formula for those who are lactose intolerant but still contain DHA. So they are available. We call them specialized milk, but they are available. Yeah.
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. So, Oladiro Omobonike, bless you. Oladiro Omobonike Abe is saying, Doctor, do we have two types of pick 1 to 3? I mean, one that has DHA and one that doesn't have.
I'm surprised everybody is asking this question. So I don't think so. I think it's the same. Sometimes what people normally do with these products that they change their brands. Sometimes they always change them, maybe the way they look and just to catch your attention. But I think what's important for you is to go through the nutritional facts for every food. Every product, there's always that is food. It's compulsory by law for them to put in what they call the nutritional statement or nutritional fact. So you need to go for that, and then you can read there. But today we're just focusing on the pick 456, and that's the growing up milk. Yeah.
Yes, ma. So Fatima Okwayemi Sulaimon saying, growing up milk used to not sate my 8-month-old. How do we get DHA and other nutrients?
Your 8-month-old is not on growing up milk. That kind of growing up milk. Your 8-month-old should be on breast milk. So usually even for 0 to 24 months, for those of you from 0 to 24 months, you don't even have any issues. If your baby doesn't want to take any other milk, your breast milk is still very good for them. So you need to make sure you're giving them that breast milk enough. So if you are giving enough breast milk, your 8-month-old, for example, is good with breast milk. So I'm not sure what you mean by growing up milk. Are you talking of appropriate age?
Appropriate milk.
But sometimes we see some of you mothers going to give those follow-up milk early, like some like 6 months old, 8 months old, you are not supposed to give them pick 1, 2, 3 or any of those formula for 1 year and above. You are not supposed to give them those milk. You are supposed to give them either breast milk or your age appropriate formula. So make sure you are giving actually the right one. And so for me, I would just say, for your own baby, Fatima, just breastfeed your baby. I think that's what your baby needs for now. Okay.
So Olajiro Omobonike is
breast milk as well. Sorry, Bimbola. Your
Okay,
baby breast milk. If your baby is not vomiting breast milk, just give breast milk. Then you don't need to worry. Okay.
Yes. So Olajiro Omobonike is asking again. My son is 3 years and 5 months. Will he still be taking milk for age 3 or graduate to age 4?
I think you should give 3, and then you can now graduate to 4 when it turns 4.
When it's 4.
Yeah. I don't think it makes much difference anyway. But I think for your own, to avoid confusion for you, you can give the age 3. Then when it turns 4, change to the one for 4. Thank you. That's a very tricky one.
Yes. Hey, James Obi, please, what about when soya beans that is prepared with unripe plantain, carrots, crayfish, etc., and growing up milk is inclusive in the pap? Is the DHA G?
I think maybe DHA is inside. Yeah, there's DHA in that one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. So you are just talking about, I don't know about the unripe plantain part. I don't know. There's no reason why you need to give children unripe plantain. Give them the regular plantain.
Regular plantain.
But if you want to, there's nothing wrong with it. But don't get into the habit that unripe plantain has any special nutrients more than ripe plantain, which is what Nigerians, some of us Nigerians, we are in our own. Yes. But I can see you had a crayfish and all those other things. It's a very good balanced diet for the baby. No problem.
So Idowu Kafilat, can a child of 1.5 years take cornflakes with age appropriate milk?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you can.
Okay. So
it's very soft. Make sure it's soaked.
Very wet soaked.
So that doesn't choke on it. It must be very soft. Yeah.
Yes. Make sure is well soaked. So Obiworu Jane Chika Chukwuemeka just think.
There's some questions I can't answer because I'm not a product.
Yes.
Ask me questions about the milk itself, the DHA, how it affects your children's development. I think for those kind of, if you have any, to be honest, if you have any doubts about any product being imitation, call the customer care number of products. Yes, they will be able to answer you. I think every brand has a way by which they recognize fake and all that. And I'm
customer feedback.
Their customer care line and they will answer you. And let's just what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Ejem OB, follow up to previous. Okay. Is the child getting enough DHA there? I think you have already answered that question.
So your it depends on the quantity of the growing up milk. So most of the growing up milk, you say that you need like 2 cups of the milk in a day. So since you are adding growing up milk, you're also adding crayfish, seafood, which also a good source of I think so. So, but you have to make sure you give like every day that kind of milk. Yeah.
So Ngozi Cassandra is greeting you. She said, "Good morning, doctor. Please, I use baby formula to make cereal for my baby while I use soya beans for his pap. Is it a good combination?"
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's fine. As long as the baby gets what it needs, that's what I need.
Yes. So Obiwogu is asking again, how many spoons of milk will I put inside 250 ml of water?
Okay.
Depends on the milk.
I think it's 4 scoops. I'm not so sure myself right now. Because most of the time, I think I'll get back to you on that. But for the other milk, it's usually like 1 scoop to 30 ml of water. But I think it's different for growing up milk. Yeah. But those information is always on the product itself.
The product, yes.
When you read it, they always give you instruction of how you can make up your 250 ml of milk. So I think so. But I think it's about 4 scoops. Yeah. But
as a mother, when you buy a product, you should go through the instructions there so that you'll be able to get the appropriate scoop that you should add to the water. So Princess Faith Obazuyi. Hello, doctor. What of my 4-year-old who is allergic to milk? How do I go about it?
Yeah, so if your child is allergic to milk, you have to give DHA from other sources that are not milk source. So that's what, and when you say allergic to milk, it's not like the whole milk. So you need to be very careful. So is it the lactose in the milk? Is it the cow milk protein? So there will be something in the milk that the child is allergic to. And so I've talked about somebody going, like this person who has about lactose. There are non-lactose milk. So that child can take non-lactose milk. But for those that still have DHA, but for those who are allergic to, maybe, lactose and all that, you can also give other sorts of DHA. So you have things like I've mentioned, fish oil, seafood products, even egg has DHA as well. So those are still other sources of DHA that your child can take, but you need to give a lot of them so that your child is actually having enough of that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma. So our time is 5 spent, so we have to be fast a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I think we can take the last set of questions we now have now, then we'll move on.
All right, ma. So, Akorede Jemilat, for a year plus old, how many times can they take milk per day?
So they should take at least 500 mils. Even for a year old, they should take that. So like 2 times a day, or if they finish 250 mils, that twice a day. Yeah.
So Comfort Peter, good morning, doctor. Please, my son purge each time I gave him age-appropriate milk, but does not purge when I give him family milk. What could it be the reaction to? He's 1 year, 7 months.
I have no clue what your child could be reacting to in the age-appropriate milk. So we need to even look at how do you mix your age-appropriate milk. I hope you're also constituting it properly. So like somebody had, so there's a way to mix the milk itself, because if you don't do that, that may also be part of the reason. So you may want to look into that, or even look into the brand or which kind of product you're giving, because there are many age appropriate milk for your own 1 year plus. There are many formal. So if you try one brand and you think your child, you are making sure you are mixing it properly, you are following hygiene, washing your hands, boiled water, and it has good, make sure you've eliminated other what we call confounders. Then you can now check and be sure. So and try other age appropriate milk. Your baby, you can try other age appropriate milk first. But if you still think your baby is comfortable only with family milk, then you must find other alternative ways of adding the DHA to your to the product, to your baby's diet. Yeah.
Chika Ombiowo Chukwebuka, can my 2 years and 8 months, 4 years, 5 months and 8 months, 5 years and 8 months
children, of your children, the most important thing is that all children must cream milk. All children are growing, so they are not dieting. They don't need fat taken away from the milk. They need the fat. And the only advantage, the only extra thing we are even saying is that they even need the milk that also has DHA. They must also have that DHA for the brain development. So it's very, very key. Please don't put my children on diet. All you these mothers that have been asking about skim milk and skim milk since yesterday. Please, the children are not dieting. They are very energetic. They are growing. They need the energy. They need everything. They are growing. You are the one that have stopped growing in terms of children are growing. So they need their milk. They need it full, and they need the DHA as well. Thank you.
Olasukomi Bursola, can a child of 5 years take the normal family picnic?
Yeah, but like we've told you, there's no problem that the child taking the milk. What we are saying is that the children also need to have DHA. So you must make sure that they are getting the DHA. And we are only saying that growing up milk already has DHA. So it gives you an added advantage if you give them that milk that is important for their brain development. So, but that does not say they can't take the regular family milk. But you must make sure that whichever one they are taking, they are still taking DHA. So you are the one that have to make the extra effort. I think we'll stop from now on. Okay. After the next princess question, we'll stop there. We're already 10 o'clock.
Okay. Time is up. Okay. So I see my inbox. Good morning, doctor. I noticed you're promoting Picnic. What about Nan and other brand? Or is it only Pick that has 4 to 6 years?
that's this program is sponsored by Pick 456, so definitely I'm not going to talk about other brand. You should know
Yes.
that definitely. So, but the most important is that give your children milk that contains DHA advantage. Yeah.
So, I think most of the questions here are something we have talked about. In a milk, there is one spoon inside. So,
Yeah.
like, how many of that we've
Yeah.
spoken about
So
that?
the same way you saw that spoon inside on that thing, on that product, the package, they also tell you how many spoons you need to add to what's it called? They also tell you how many of those spoons you need to add to make each of the 250 meals. I think you got it right now. All right, our time is up. Okay, just to say that for those who still have plenty questions. Oh my goodness, there's so many questions. Oh my God. Okay, what we're going to do, if you still have questions, because we're going to go off now, we will not be able to see your questions on this video again. We will not be here to monitor the comments. You can go to Ask the Pediatrician Facebook group. When you go to our Facebook group, you can drop your questions there, and then you post your questions directly to the group wall. One of our moderators will approve your questions and it will be answered. So you can still ask your questions, but unfortunately, our time is up and we need to go now. So thank you so much. It's been wonderful being here with all of you, answering your questions. Thank you so much. Abimbola, what do you have to say?
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us this morning. It's a wonderful time. We've learned a lot of things. Please, mothers, try to follow whatsoever you have learned on this program. You are not just using your sub to listen or to hear for hearing's sake. Follow every instruction given to you. All right. Thank you once again. See you next year, 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And for the record, Ask the Pediatrician is officially going on break from next week Sunday. So from the 22nd of December, we'll be on break. So if you have questions now, you have one more week to ask all your questions. But that's not to say that if we are, once we go off, that's the end for the year, because we have our ATP mobile app. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, no, not this one. Okay, so we have our ATP mobile app, which you can download. And when you download, the app will provide you answers to some of your questions using the, what's it called? The AI, artificial intelligence. So you can download your questions. I mean, you can download the mobile app and then you can get answers to your questions. Or you can still search our group. There's hardly any question you're going to ask us that somebody has not asked. I think maybe 99% of all the questions you have, another mother has asked us, and it is on our Facebook group. So if you just Google, what milk should I give my baby? All those kind of questions you're asking me, if you just put it in our search button, it will return the answers to you, and you can just follow that. But don't worry, we'll be back in 2020. And if you also want to be part of this, our ATP Live, you're welcome to advertise your product. You're welcome to sponsor the program, and you will surely enjoy it. So
also, we need support. So they can always support us. Nothing is small.
Yeah, just to say that ATP, we're planning for our 2020 outreaches, and this year alone we reached over like 50,000 children between January and December, and it was awesome. And we spent close to 30 million naira. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And so, well, we need a lot of support. So if you have been blessed by this program, by ATP, you can always support us. And I think I just played that video before, but let's also play our Pick 456, our sponsor. We thank Pick 456 for sponsoring live this morning. And then
I'm wearing their t-shirts.
Yeah. Then we'll talk about the other our own program as well later.
456?
Yes, Mom. It's for Bella.
Why does she have her own milk?
Mama, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
Yeah, thank you so much. Then, oh, sorry. Yeah, then we also get our own message for you. Oh, no, it's not praying properly. Yeah. So this is just for you to know that you too can be part of Ask the Pediatricians Foundation, and you can definitely support us, and we'll be very happy for your support. Yeah, our account details and stuff there, they are on the screen for you. Thank you so much. So we're signing up now. Abimbola, you want to sign out?
Thank you, everybody. See you all next year. Keep reading, keep searching, and keep loving ATP. Bye.
Bye. And from me, I want to say thank you so much. And I especially want to thank all those who have been supporting ATP as part of helping me to celebrate my birthday. Thank you so much. It's going to be on Wednesday. And so you are still not late to the party. So you're welcome. I really want to wish you all compliments of the season. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. See you all in 2020. Bye.
Bye.